and as scientists, you're not making policy decisions. What you're doing is generating data that politicians can use to make informed decisions, or wildlife managers to make informed decisions. And something where you have a tag that gives you some sort of near real-time information allows you to also be adaptive as a wildlife manager.
You have to stay positive in what you're doing, otherwise it would be difficult to keep doing it. Do you have enough victory stories in which you've had an impact on policy, or I don't know? Do you have a couple of good stories to share?
I definitely think that seeing, we've had an occasion where tracking tiger sharks within state waters and saw them being removed, seeing them being killed, and then using that data during when the Florida Fish and Wildlife were considering protecting tiger sharks, and you hear your data showing that they're actually under threat in those waters, and ultimately tiger sharks were protected. You have, just looking at information on, for example, area use, we saw that a hammerhead showed a range extension, that being in a habitat we never knew they're there. So, for example, if you want to look at, regulate fishing for an endangered animal, it's important to know where they are in the first place, right? We've had,
you can't figure that out just based on where they're caught the most often?
Oh, you can if that data is available. And if it's in international waters, a lot of the data on where the animal was is not always high resolution. It's like Northwest Atlantic.
Nor do they necessarily want to share.
Yeah, in some cases, the fishers don't want to share the information with you, depending on. So in some cases, I would say the fishers don't want to share that information with you. And in other cases, the way the information is collected and shared, which is large areas or regions, is not going to give you that higher resolution information.
And if they're doing something illegal, they certainly don't want to share that
No,
either.
that's not going to be shared.